We all know the planets. We know eclipses. We know retrogrades. But what about comets? For thousands of years, they were considered some of the most important celestial omens. And today, most astrologers never even look at them. Why? That is exactly what we're going to explore today. And I am very happy because today's guest is Rod Chang, an astrologer with over 30 years of experience and a deep love for reconnecting astrology with the sky itself. So you are of my favorites. He has spoken at international conference in the UK, China, Japan, I think also Turkey, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Australia, and has taught several times at the Faculty of Astrological Studies summer school in Oxford. So Harry Potter style completely. His work explores fixed stars, comets, mundane and financial astrology, astronomy, and astromapping from a humanistic perspective. So also, Rod is the co founder of the Academy of Astrology, and you can find him on YouTube at AOA UK1 and also the same within Instagram. I will let all these details in the episode. So Rod, welcome to La Arquitectura de las Estrellas. It's a real pleasure to have you here.
Hello, Luisa. Hola.
Hola, Rod, qué felicidad. Okay, but the reason I especially wanted to invite him today is because of a subject that still feels very mysterious and overlooked in modern astrology, which is comets. And Rod's new book, Comets in Astrology, is already receiving very, very positive reviews. You can show it there. Oh, perfectly. And it opens the door to a fascinating conversation about how these ancient traditions understood these extraordinary visitors to our skies and how we might begin building a modern like framework for interpreting them today.
Yeah, a comet is a very interesting. Like you say, it's true that we look at the sky and we study planet, we study eclipse, we study fixed stars, but when the comets come, then astrologer just what does that mean? And that was a very interesting because when I start to study astrology, we all just following the book and learn the planet in the sign, planet in the house aspect. Don't get me wrong, that's fundamental work. That's super
Yes,
important.
completely.
That's super important.
That's the
But
foundation.
yeah, and then when someone asked me, so how about the comet? I said, oh, I don't know about that. It was an interview back in 2013, nearly 13 years ago, 13 years ago. And then I was like, and that started to, I'm a Aquarius with Gemini moon. And there's a lot
Oh.
of things that make me feel like if I don't know something, the best way is go to study it. And that was very interesting because that was the time I was studying Faculty of Astrological Study. But I just asked myself, I never heard about tutor talking about comet.
Never.
Never, we never, right? So I say, okay, this is our own work. So go back to internet to study how the ancient astrologer talking about comet. Are they also were they also ignore the comments too? But no, I mean I mean in the folk road, I mean for in the general culture thing, we all know people are afraid about the comet, especially like I still remember, I still remember when I was a kid and I watched a comic or anime, Japanese comic, Japanese anime, was talking about back in 1910, the Halley's Comet appeared,
Ah, the
and
Halley's Comet,
Halley's Comet,
yes.
and also that year there is a great comet appear in the sky, and the people were panicking because people start to think about the comet tail will bring the toxic gas and kill everyone on the
Oh my
earth.
God.
And that was a rumor there. Yeah, so So people were trying to be creative. They say they sealed all the window, try not going out. Someone invented a comet anti-comet umbrella. Someone invented anti-comet helmet, and someone even invented anti-comet pill to to anti-toxic. So that was a so you can see how the ancient people thinking about the comet was that good omen, and especially, I mean, most people know, or maybe when we study astrologer, you will also learn that comet are a bad omen, especially for king and queen and
Hmm.
noble family, because usually when comet appeared and then that related to death
Something
or
happens, something bad
yeah, something
happens.
happens.
Yeah.
So they are not happy with that. Yes, true.
But also we have seen that with the eclipses also.
True, yes. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I think also the British royal family has a history of eclipses and the birth around eclipses and everything. Every time an eclipse are in the sky, something important happens to the family, to one of them or to all of them.
Yeah, indeed. Remember, Nevertheless, especially as well, we have like a um, um, William, right? Who will be the next king? And he was born in eclipse, and his wife
Yes,
also born in eclipse. So
yes.
so they are really related to eclipse. That
Yes,
is kind of
this is
yeah.
something important for astrological research.
Oh
Eclipses, yes,
yes, I think a
yes.
lot of British astrologer already on it. I'm just like, okay, too many people there. I'm not joining the queue.
But before we dive deeply into comets, would also love to start with something a little more personal because
Okay.
yes, don't be afraid. I often feel that we don't really choose astrology. Astrology find us. And I'd love to ask you, how did astrology find you?
Okay, okay. I like this. Well, when I was a kid, I think that my first time, let me say that's a family background. That's generally family background because my father, he loved astrology. He loved all the astrology and the divination art. So
Lucky
it's
you.
kind yeah, so in the whole family, they were talking about the Chinese astrology. They were talking about the feng shui. They were talking about 八字, like your
That's it,
specialty.
yes.
Oh God, that is my weakness.
We will talk about that later if you want.
Okay, yes. and then so I was grow up with a lot of mythology book and also divination art book. So when I was like a kid, I was reading the tarot book of tarot book, how to do the divination tarot as a leisure reading, and I even have no idea what does that mean. But
This is
anyway, so
your Gemini moon curiosity
yeah.
exploring everything.
Indeed. So
Yes.
so I still remember and the first time is one of my aunt tell me, give me a tiny pen and a print, say Pisces. And my aunt say, you were born in February, you are Pisces. So this pen is for you. So cute. And then eventually I find out I'm not a Pisces. I'm Aquarius.
So you are on the limit of the
Not really.
sign.
So
No?
she just no, she didn't know astrology. She just thinking February is Pisces. You are a Pisces. That's it.
Okay, it's like
Yeah.
giving you, so you are a tiger month, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah, yeah, something
Mm.
like that. And that was very interesting. And from that moment, I know something called astrology. And it's unlike what my family they like, 八字, feng shui, I Ching, all those things. And I like it to be unique. So I say, that
Of
could be the
course.
things I'm interested.
Aquarius. Of course,
Yes, yes.
Aquarius.
But no matter what you ask me to do, I'll do something else.
So right now with Uranus in Gemini, you should be very like or happy or move or even more curious or
Yeah, yeah, it could be. You can say that. It's kind of all these planet in air, like Pluto in Aquarius, Uranus in
yes.
Gemini. It's a bit stimulation, isn't it? And then I'm glad there's astrology guide me. If not, I will see, look at the everyday's news. I will get I'll get panicking or probably get anxious every day. Now it's astrology. I think, oh, tune in and then be creative. That's it.
Yes, yes, that's right. And why comets? What was like the need you wanted to feel or to writing a book about comets?
Okay. Well, at first, the back to 2013, the journalist asked me the question, "What does comet mean in astrology?" And I couldn't answer. I just say, most people thinking it's disaster, and that's the only answer. And I feel shame about myself. So I
Okay,
say, okay, you
torturing
know
all
what?
the time until you finally research.
Yeah, and that comet was in the sky for quite a while, I think. So I was like, it haunted me every time I read that comet's news. It's just like somebody just like tap my shoulder, say, "Hey, go
Remember
study."
that.
Yeah. So I started like check because I know there's not many things I can find on the modern astrology book, and I
Mm,
look at so I first I said, okay, let's check the Ptolemy and the William Lilly. And interesting, I found them. I found Ptolemy about the comet. I found the Lilly talking about the comet. So I said, okay, that's good start. So I put things together and getting start to thinking how am I going to look the comet in the modern way. That was my beginning, and uh,
okay.
I was young and brave and silly. So I said, let me getting started to put everything together to kind of find the different interpretation of a comet. So that was the very beginning, and then a year later, I write an article for Astrological Journal and then publish it. And people like it. I said, oh, okay. I was like, so in the beginning, for a couple of years, I think that is enough. I said, no, that's not enough. Every time comic come
No.
back, I want to study more.
Yes, of course. And I attend to a talk that Rod gave last week in the mundane course of the STA, and I was completely like curious and interested because you show us so many interesting things about comets. And I found in the astrological world today, this is not information may we normally know. So we have to look for that to do some research. So uh,
Yeah,
yes.
I agree with you that one thing about comet, why comet is not a popular topic in the astrological world. I mean, I don't want to accuse, but that we are kind of a focus on the book, kind of focus on the mobile phone app and computer software. And
Okay.
if
We will
book
talk about that later.
if the book and the software didn't tell us, then we just
It
like,
does not
okay, that's
exist.
it's not important. So that was very interesting. And another things, couple years, I think couple the last year when this book published, and then uh, uh, Chris Brenner asked me, and I my answer that time, and I still thinking that's the correct answer is because we lack of information, we don't know where to find. At least you need to give me a summarize, right? For today's astrologer, you need at least give me a summarize. I know the position I can put in the chart. If not, I don't know how to talk about it. So that's
Yes.
things like we lack of information. We don't know where. But that's also comet's quality too, because you cannot predict comet apart from those periodic comet, those long periodic comet, like a Halley's comet, come back every 70 to 74 years, like something like that. So you can predict the when are they coming back. So you will generate ephemeris too. But some comet, most comet is like suddenly appear,
So they
suddenly
have like
appear.
different like orbit, you know?
Yeah,
Okay. You
yeah,
know, my grandmother saw this comet Halley twice.
yeah. Wow, lucky her.
Yes, in the
Yeah,
beginning of the 19 something and
yeah,
at the end of the 19 something. I don't
yeah,
remember the
yeah,
exact date, the exact
yeah,
year. Yes.
yeah.
So
I think
you think, Rod, astrologer like forgotten the comets because they don't find information about comets in software or books or ephemeris. Yeah.
It's yes, it's difficult. It's difficult because if no one go to start okay, first it's difficult to get the comet. First it's difficult to understand when will comet appear. So
Okay.
most of the time we are waiting for the astronomers tell us, oh, a comet's coming. Then we have to go to find the ephemeris, calculate the ephemeris. Now we can do it on NASA's website. So, but
Okay.
most of the
NASA
time we just
website.
don't know about that. So that's why we just like, okay, it's a trouble. You have
Mm.
to pay extra effort. No one will do that ephemeris for you. You have to do it by yourself.
Oh my
So
God.
that's a lot of effort. So that's why people just think, okay, that's just waiting for other
That's
people
too
provide the
much.
information,
Yeah.
and then we can talk about it. If not, okay, we just pretend it doesn't exist.
Okay. Okay. And for the people who doesn't know about that, what is exactly a comet and what is the difference between, for example, an asteroid?
Okay, well, some asteroid also can categorize as comet. That
I didn't know
yes,
that.
yes, and that was also I learned when I studied comet. In the beginning, I just say, "Oh, comets always come from outside, very far, very far."
Okay.
And then asteroid. Well, asteroid. Those asteroid they are either in like asteroid band between the Mars and Jupiter,
Uh-huh,
or some
exactly.
outer, some some very far that where
The
comets come from.
trans-Neptunian.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, they are all there. But the comet will be like have a very ecliptic, eccentric orbit and drawn
Okay.
by the sun. So just like a tracked by the sun, so coming to the sun's orbit, and then because those comet is like some people call it a dirty snowball. So it's dirt,
Okay.
the soil with ice and combined together. So when it close to the sun, the temperature rise, and then when
Yes.
temperature rise, all the gas start to evaporate,
Ah,
water
okay.
and the gas, so we can see the
So this is the
tail.
tail. So
So
it's
that's a
gas
tail.
evaporating the tail.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, so some asteroid are become well they if they are stay like this permanently, they also and when they develop the tail, they can be categorized as comet. For example, well one of my favorite so-called asteroid or central Chiron.
Okay.
Chiron is also identified as comet.
Comet Chiron. Oh, this is new for me.
Yeah, so he comet has the comet Chiron has a comet number called 95P. P means periodic. So the first periodic comet is a Halley's comet because that's the
Yes.
comet we know best. So he's a 1P, 1P, the
Okay.
number one periodic comet. And the Chiron is the number 95.
Okay. And this is like, for example, I don't know if this is something intelligent. I will say
No, don't
anyway.
fire, ask
For
it. Yeah.
example, I know that fixed stars, we have like the brightness of the stars, and we can like use or in interpretation a star that has a like number one because it's very
Yeah,
bright,
yeah.
so there's more
Yeah, yeah.
influence. It's the same with comets.
Well, comet's brightness is really unpredictable. Okay, that's
Okay.
because a fixed star, they are the star, they
They
themselves
are fixed.
generate energy. Themselves generate the energy. So how bright the fixed star is, how big star is, and how
Hmm.
closely they are from the Earth, from the solar
Yes.
system. So we can define how bright they are. Unfortunately, comet couldn't, like all the other planets, they don't, or asteroid, they don't generate brightness. So
Okay.
they are reflect the
The
sunlight.
sun. Okay.
But unfortunately, these are dirty snowball. Most of the time, they covered by dust and maybe like other materials. So they are difficult to reflect the sun. So comet only can be seen when they are pretty close to the sun.
Okay. And
Yeah.
for that,
So
they are even faster, I think.
yes, because they are near the sun and the
Yeah,
sun.
the
They
sun
come
is
on, come
like
on, come on. Yeah,
attracting them.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
some comet could be super bright. Some comet could be super bright because, especially, let me remind all our friends, don't be fooled by social media. Every
Ah,
time they will tell you one comet of century, seven, every 10,000 years. And then they always say that. Third,
don't
they
believe
will
with
say
social media.
they will tell you comet brighter than the moon. You just like, wow, is that true? Well,
Okay.
do your study because somehow media like exaggerated and make you to watch it. But the comet, most of the comet could be could be like just like a tiny light dot with tail if they are very far. If they are get close enough to the sun and the earth, then we will see the bright comet with tail. That's true. That's true. Especially, but another thing as a stargazer, we couldn't do it in the big city like
Of course.
London,
Because
Madrid,
the light
Barcelona.
contamination, yes.
Yeah, you have to go to remember last night I went to Air Tate. You have to
Yes,
go
el
to that kind of
Teide.
area. Teide, I love
Canarias.
Teide. Teide is nearly
Yes.
kind of my hobby. But every time I'm doing stargazing, I have to go there because it's totally darkness. I know there's so many places in Spain is
Yes.
very good stargazing place. Yes.
Yes, they also like this star tourism, just for the
Yeah.
people go to photograph the sky in the night, and
Lovely.
also for the Milky Way. One of the best places I know is Menorca in the Balearic Island.
Oh, really?
Beautiful.
Okay.
Yes, I really recommend that. Menorca in the
Cool.
west, no, in the east coast of Menorca.
Okay. Okay.
Beautiful. You can see clearly the Milky Way.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to do
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Yes. And also, you talk about Chinese metaphysics and Bazi and divination. I really love that. You know, that I really into that from
Yeah.
2003. And tell me, how did the Chinese tradition preserve such a rich understanding of comets? Well, nothing or almost nothing in the West.
That's very interesting because I think that one thing in the Chinese, ancient Chinese royal family, royal court, we they keep historical record, not only political event,
Mhm.
not only any dialogue between king and his officer, minister, but also record disaster, record um, uh, astronomy. They keep astronomical record. Nearly every phenomenon. Just before I come in, I was searching the Halley's Comet in 1222. And then I would go through the astronomical record. It's like a log. They just like on this
In
day we
Chinese.
see in China. On this day we see Jupiter in the daylight. They consider see the Venus or Jupiter in the daylight is not that auspicious. It's not good. So they kind of record every day. Okay, we see Venus in the daylight now. Venus on daylight, Venus on daylight. Oh my God! And then also eclipse and comet. So it's kind of a tradition. All the every dynasty they have like a astronomer. Or I prefer to call them astrologer because they are not just do astronomical study, they have to interpret it. So it's astrologer. But
Okay.
scientific word, they don't like this name. But they are astrologer because they do observation and interpretation. So so there is like a nearly thousands years record in the history record. Especially now it's very easy. Now they are also digitalized. Some of them have English, so you can
Oh,
really go to find
thank you.
them. Yeah. Some of the like the part I try to find it today, I just surprised they have English. I think, oh, interesting, really interesting. Yeah, so yeah, those write it down on what date, what year there's a comet appear in the sky, how long it lasts, how big it is, and from where to where.
Okay.
So it's lots of detail. So that really helped me to do the research for while in the Western world we probably have to go to find it in different language. I think the Western world also have a record, but it's not in that kind of a well
Such a
organized and
detail.
such
Yes.
the and with systematic. You know where to find. I think in Western world you probably have to find first astrologer who see that one and then go to find their work. They write it down or something. But in Chinese court, they it's their job. It's their official job. They have to record everything. They have to record everything. So that was so lucky. I can read them and I can find all the detail to compare with Western resource.
Wow, that's really interesting. And that's right, because as I studied Chinese metaphysics for so many years,
Yeah.
I found out that they have everything recorded related to the sky. And there was like the wise old men observing the nature and the cycles and all the comets also, and the cycles of Jupiter also, because they related that
Yeah.
with for example, this astrology called Wei Dao Shu. It's not Bazi, it's the other one, Wei Dao Shu.
Not sure. Yeah.
Yes, that this is a purple star astrology that also have
Yeah.
houses, and they use the sun and the moon, because in Bazi
Yes.
they don't use the sun and the moon, but in the
Yeah.
other one they use them. So it's really interesting to know that they kept all that records.
Yes, yes. And that was very interesting. So when I finally said that, okay, that's my cultural background combined with the things I love, the sky and the astrology. Finally, I find a little bit of way, to integrate them together. Yes.
And this is also your moon in Gemini unifying things. Yes, I
Oh
know
yeah,
that.
could be.
Yes, yes, this is for sure, because I know that, because I have Mercury in my midheaven.
Ah,
It's in Capricorn, but this is Mercury also, and I cannot
yeah.
like do one only way of doing things. I always have to integrate information. I think this is important
Yes.
for. I don't have planets in Gemini, but my Mercury is so.
That's enough.
That's enough. He's with
And
all
I
the
think
flow.
that's keep you grounded. Even you are curious, but you doing the groundwork
Yes, my
with
Capricorn
Capricorn.
is like
Yes.
like doing research, like digging and digging, but with my foot on
Yes.
the earth. Yes, this is the
Yes.
right.
Yeah, I
Yes,
agree. Yes.
yes. Let me ask you. I have like a quick questions for you.
Yes.
So I'm revisiting my. Okay, like I have quick fire questions for you. So
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. I didn't see that
you
coming.
wasn't prepared for that.
No,
so
I wasn't.
so just answer with the first thing that comes to your mind. So don't
Oh,
need to
okay.
think.
All right.
One historical comet every astrologer should know.
Alice.
Okay, your favorite comet.
uh Tech in 1973 because that was my birth year.
Oh, okay, okay. One historical event every astrologer should study alongside a comet. Tick
Oh.
tack, tick
Oh well,
tack,
okay. My,
tick
my, my
tack.
first, well, yeah, the year. I think it's a 44, year 44, when Julius Caesar has been assassinated,
Okay,
and that was Halley Comet,
the
related with
Halley
Comet.
comet. Okay.
Oh,
One
could I change
astronomer.
the answer? Sorry, could I
Yes,
change the answer?
change it.
1066, 1066.
1066. What happens then?
Well, Halley's Comet appear in the sky, and for the English word, they all know that William the Conqueror, found start to the sit on the throne on the Westminster, become the King of England. So that was, and on the
Okay.
bio tapestry, was comet was showing on the bio
I remember
tapestry.
that's the same biotrapesy you show us this the last
Yeah,
presentation.
yeah,
Beautiful,
yeah.
beautiful.
So let me change to that one.
Okay, okay. One astronomy book you'd recommend to every astrologer.
What
Astronomy book.
astronomical book I recommend to. I can't. Well, could I skip that one? I can't remember. There's so many because I want to say. No, I couldn't answer that one. No, I will skip that question.
Okay, pasa palabra. You say in Spanish. Pasa palabra. So,
Pasa palabra.
pasa palabra. Historically, comets has been associated with death of rulers, wars, revolutions, and major turning points in history, as you mentioned about England history. Why do you think they became linked with those kinds of events? So negative events.
Well, I think, interestingly speaking, I think ancient people probably see most of a unusual sky phenomenon as a bad omen, because our human nature, we like a harmony and the repetition. We like things happen day after day, day after day. When suddenly things are unusual, Mercury retrograde, for example, we see planet always move to this direction. Suddenly, it changed direction. Bad thing going to happen. So I think it's our human nature. We prefer something predictable. We prefer something as we expect. So those planet moving, but when things are unpredictable, when it's retrograde, when eclipse happen, when suddenly a shining new star happen, or something weird going to happen.
Okay, okay, but they can also signify positive things.
Yeah, but you know us. We always remember bad thing first.
Yes, I also remember for eclipses, for example, in Chinese culture, it was
Yeah,
like the sun was being eaten by, or the
dragon.
emperor was
Yeah,
eaten by, has
yeah,
been eaten by the sun or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but it's something like that.
yeah.
Another question is, if a bright comet appeared tomorrow,
Uh-huh.
where should astrologers begin? So, what should be the first thing we should look at?
Okay, go to JPL ephemerize. Go to generate ephemerize.
Okay,
You have two things. Okay, there are two ways to do it. Everyone, most people, if you like stargazing, you can use the software called Stellarium. I think everyone,
Stellarium,
a
yes.
Stellarium, that's beautiful, beautiful software, free. And but you have to learn a trick how to put comet in the map, in the sky map. I have a video in my YouTube teach you how to find a new comet and put it into your
In Stellarium.
stellarium. The second way you can do is, if you know comet's name, go to NASA's JPL website to generate a
NASA.
ephemerize. Yeah, because then you know, at least we know where comet it is and the ecliptic. Then we can start talk about it. That's it.
Okay, so when they are near to the ecliptic, close to the ecliptic, we can notice that more the effects, right?
Yeah,
Like,
especially we know what sign, what star sign is. Maybe it's in Virgo. We will start talking about Virgo themes. Well, you know what I mean.
okay,
Yeah, we can, once
okay,
astrologer, we get information, we get star sign, we can start to talk.
perfect. And for example, what about the person, the individuals? Because
Ooh.
can comets also have an important role in natal astrology?
It is very interesting, to be honest. In the beginning, my main focus of comet study was a focus on the mundane astrology, because that's all the book I get, and every comet study was focused on mundane astrology
Yes.
rather than personal. And when it comes to the personal chart, they talking about king's chart, queen's chart, and so you know that's still mundane, part of a political and the economic and the mundane society astrology. So I was thinking, does that have impact to person? Um, in another way, that means that we have to start to a study to look individual chart, not just famous people chart. I found a few interesting idea that still prove, yes, we can apply comet like a transit planet to our
Okay.
chart. So use it as a transit, but maybe, yeah. So some people will say, "Oh, comet, Halley's comet now is in Leo, so it's opposite my sun." Some people will talk about that, but I would say, I would prefer use the comet that we can see at this moment. if we couldn't
Okay,
see comet at this
as a
moment.
transit. But
Yeah.
I was talking about mainly, for example, when you were born, you had like an
Uh,
important comet in an angle or with your sun,
oh,
conjunct your sun or your moon. I'm talking about that.
let
What
me
do you
tell
think?
you something. Yes, I like that. Okay, first, what I'm going to do would be first, if you were born when comets invisible, or when you were
Yes,
born when the
the comet
comet,
wasn't discovered, for example.
yeah, and when the comet was discovered, or when you were born the year uh, um, after the comet was visible. So if you are fitting into this category, you probably, my guess, you probably more sensitive to comet. And
Mm.
then you calculate the ephemeris using the JPL, NASA JPL to calculate ephemeris, and then you put comet in your chart. Some of the famous comet already list on the another famous website called Astrology.
Yes, I
Yes.
didn't know. I didn't know about that until you mentioned last week. So I went into the website
Yeah.
AstroSeek and looked for my chart, and I discovered I am skip that because I
Yeah.
discovered that I have this Hale-Bopp comment
Yeah.
conjunct my Mercury on my midheaven. Partile,
Whoa!
partile, o sea, partile.
Part-time! Wow!
So I am a
That
little bit afraid.
no, don't be afraid. So that's that's I mean, even we say let's go to interpretation very quickly. So
No need to interpret it. No.
no, not interpreting you for everyone, for everyone. As although big part of us thinking comet is only bring a disaster, but
God.
well, even for traditional view to explain comet, there's still some comet has been seen as auspicious, like a comet, a very very round, very a golden
Like
shining
very
comet.
perfectly formed.
Yeah. That would be a good sign. But to be honest, for me, because I was study so-called modern psychological astrology, so my study background not allowed me to only give bad omen. Then I have to
Of course.
be, yeah. So I have to try to find something. Then when I study comet, I find something very interesting. Yes, comet does relate it to usually larger scales chaotic event, usually in the mundane astrology. But I also noticed the year after comets appear in the sky, the whole year,
The
are
whole year.
usually people are very creative. For example,
Wow.
for example, uh, the company Apple,
Okay.
they bring the very early commercial personal computer
Yes.
into our
I
society.
had one. This Apple Macintosh. I had an Apple Macintosh.
Yeah, yeah. So that was like a related to comets too. And
Okay.
Steve Jobs, when the year he was born, there's a comet, and the year he's founded the Apple company, there's a comet. And the year, oh, most funny thing that was I remember mostly the year they released Apple iPhone. We all know the phone
Okay.
totally changed the our way to see the mobile phone, right?
Totally. Yes.
Before that, we have like everything on a keyboard and
Yes,
a
like the
small
big
screen.
stones
Yeah,
in
all
our
the
hands.
huge. Yeah, the
Like the
suddenly,
bricks.
yeah, the brick. Suddenly it become a
The
small
mini
like a
computer.
computer, mini
Yes.
computer. That was happened in 2007, and that moment, that at same time, really at the same time, uh, a comet Magno was in the sky.
Oh, wow.
So new things, new creative, like a surprise. Okay, some people like a big surprise, good surprise, but sometimes yes, there's a best surprise too.
It's a
But they
surprise
all
anyway.
together. So how you going to use this surprise energy? Like you have a comet with your Mercury, so you won't be thinking. Not only you will have some new idea, and you will bring them to the with the well structured work. So I think we, in another way, we can use this comet surprising energy and the creative energy to do something people who never
Yes.
think they want to do.
And I love that. I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, this naturally brings us to our final question.
Okay.
If every astrologer listening today remembered just one thing from this conversation,
Okay.
what would you want to be?
Look at the sky.
Okay, look
Go
at the
to do
sky.
stargazing. Go to reconnect with sky. Go to reconnect. No matter what you like to study, comets or not, traditional astrology, modern astrology, Hellenistic astrology, anything. When you look at the sky, you learn more. You really learn much
That's right.
more. Yeah.
That's right. And this is one thing I really admire about your work, because you are not only an astrologer but also a wonderful astrophotographer. I took a
Oh.
workshop last year in the AA conference with Rod. We He showed us how to photograph the sky and the moon, and I was really trying years ago trying to make a decent photography of the moon, and I never succeed until last year. So every time I finally took a beautiful full moon photograph, I put them on Instagram and tag Rod just to show, okay, teacher, this is my photograph. So, and I think it's
Oh.
very important to look at the sky, to like
Yes.
observe and reconnect with that.
Even with lunar phases, right? Even with lunar
Yes.
phases, they change. Then you will learn something. You will say, "Oh, a couple of days ago I see the moon, and now it's waning or something." And which the direction and why, where was moon was. So you start to ask question. Like ancient people, that's how astrology start. That's how where is the moon? Why they are not here today? Why today is rising later? Then you start to calculate your basic astronomy and also linking to, oh, so what does a waning moon mean in astrology? What does a new moon mean in astrology? Then you learn, and you will never forget. I think once you see it, you will never forget.
Like allowing ourselves to reconnect with that energy, because not
Yes.
everything is on the screens.
I agree. Not everything's on the screen, not everything's on the paper, and we connect with the sky. So what you learn will become the real thing, real magic, the real magic. So, that is really good things for any astrologer.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Rod. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And this was such a beautiful and fascinating conversation. I'm really like grateful with you for accepting my invitation. And I think you have like opened the door to a part of astrology that many of us had almost forgotten. But I think the most important thing you mentioned is the connection we all astrologers have with the sky. And
Yeah.
this connection begins simply, and not every time easy, to look at the sky, observe the stars, the moon, the phases. So thank you, Rod, for
You will
sharing
come.
your beautiful and bright energy, your research, and your passion for all these things with us.
Thank you. My pleasure.
And where can people find you?
Oh, okay. Well, I have like a Instagram, RODAOA UK, and that's you can find most of my work. And also, you and I we chat a lot on Instagram.
I will put all the
Uh,
details in the post.
yeah, and also my YouTube, AOA UK one, that where I post a lot of video I recording like every month I have like me and Marcus Patchett and Manila Clay, we have like monthly podcast. And
I
then
love him.
also, oh, Marcus, you
He's
should have him.
fantastic.
You should invite him. You should invite him to the podcast.
Yes, I
And
met him also in the conference last year. He was
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, and then also the second week we usually have like a mountain astrologer gather around, and this month we have a new guest. And you have to guess who will be the new guest.
Okay,
And then
okay.
then your friend guest, and then we will, and also like I used to talk about a lot of fixed stars, and yeah, every week I'll find some video to to share with the audience.
Thank you, Rod. And
Thank you.
everyone listening, thank you so much for being here. I hope this conversation has inspired you to look at the sky with new eyes. If you enjoyed this episode, remember, like, subscribe, comment, share, and I would love to hear your comments, especially about this topic we talked today, the comments. I would love to know if you think that modern astrologers should pay more attention to comments and why. Um, I would love to read your story about that. If you know someone who loves astrology, astronomy, history, or simply enjoys looking up the stars, please share this episode with them. Thank you for coming back again to La Arquitectura de las Estrellas, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.